You're listening to the Gamecasters.
Natalie, Jeff, and Ryan are the Gamecasters, and they do a board game show, inboxes, and nooks and games, and top 5 lists, and sometimes there's fart jokes.
So what is up? We are here with Mat Cousineau. You know Mat Cousineau. We talk about him all the damn time on the show. And he is here to talk about his game that's on Kickstarter right now called Kuiperium by Whitewater Castle. Is that right? Whitewater Castle?
You got it, yeah.
So, Matt, how the hell are you, man? I'm super pumped about Kuiperium.
Yeah, I'm great. It's a whirlwind time right now. But, yeah, really exciting. And, yeah, it's just, like, surreal to see it actually happening. So it's fun.
I cannot even imagine. So Matt has designed a 2-player only game called Kuiperium. It is currently on Kickstarter. As of the day of this recording, there are still currently 23 days left to back it. He funded in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
90 minutes. That's like 14,000 sexual sessions for me. 90 minutes only. And I'm happy for you. I'm sure you're busting at the seams, right? You got to be proud of that.
Yeah, it's exciting. And obviously, like, our actual, like, goal of what we want to achieve is maybe a little bit different than our funding goal. The funding goal is kind of the minimum that we were like, okay, we'll make the game, and we won't lose our shirts. But obviously our goal is quite a bit higher than that. And like projections and the way things are trending now, it's looking great. So we're really excited to actually have, a game to like put out there to the world. You never know how things are going to go. Like, projections were good, and we had like X amount of followers, and that should translate into X amount of backers, etc. Like, we felt good about it, but you just never know until you hit the button and
of course, see what happens.
It's been crazy. Yeah, it's fun.
Yikes. Well, so, okay, I want to learn a little bit more about Kuiperium, not the game necessarily itself, because if you want to know about that, you can go over to the Kickstarter page and check out. Matt's got a bunch of video reviews by a lot of notable people, including the Gamecasters, and there are just there's a ton of information over there. What I wanted to ask you, I got a bunch of questions here for you. Some are from me here about the game, and others I took a poll from our community, and they asked you a bunch of questions that they want to know about.
Cool.
So I'm really excited to get that going. Let's start with number 1 here. How did you come up with the idea for the game Kuiperium?
It started as just the mechanic, just the mechanism. I don't remember the specific moment, but I was in the, like, I want to make a game mode and I want to create something interesting and unique. And for me, it just started with mechanisms. And I just had the very first seed of the idea was just, I'm building a tableau, I'm playing cards, and every card I play has a worker placement location for my opponent. I had no idea how that would balance, what resources would be involved, what the theme would be. Didn't have any idea about anything other than just what I said. So I pitched it to my partner, Steve, and then, he liked the idea. And we just started brainstorming. And the very first thing that kind of came to us was, let's do a 2-player battler where, you just trying to take the other person's health down or that kind of thing. But like, there's a million games like that. So we thought, well, like, let's do something a little bit different than that. Go a little bit more Euro than just the, like, taking down your opponent. So basically the theme came after that. I just, for whatever reason, thought space mining would be cool, and just kind of started doing some research, kind of landed on the Kuiper Belt as kind of a mysterious thing that we don't know a whole lot about. And so, I came up with the idea of Kuiperium being in the Kuiper Belt, and obviously there's a lot more to it than that, but that's kind of the bare bones of the foundation of how Kuiperium started.
Very cool, man. Very cool. All right. So first question here from the community. Okay. They say, would you rather go to jail for a year or you go to jail with a Rubik's Cube and you can leave whenever you solve it?
I can solve a Rubik's Cube in less than a year.
You think so?
Yeah.
What if you can't and it takes you 20 years? What if you're coming up to the year and you're like, I'm nowhere closer than I was at day 1 and I have to stay in jail forever? I would have been out.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm decent at puzzles. I haven't really messed around with the Rubik's Cube very much, but I gotta say,
You're rolling the dice and going with the cube?
I'm rolling the dice. Yeah, I think I can do it in less than a year. It's
All right, I'm going to say the
365 days. I'm in jail. I got nothing else to do.
That's true. All right. Well, so then next weekend, let's meet up. We'll kill somebody. Okay. We'll go to jail. We have the warden already saying that I'm going to be in for 1 year exactly, and you're going to be the Rubik's Cube man. God, I hope that you're gone before me. Imagine the 364th day, and I'm about to leave, and you're like, I haven't even gotten one fucking side. I'm going to be here for the rest of my life.
And it's very possible that like I could like without some sort of instruction, but you could have access to the internet in jail. I could like Google it.
All right. Well, I'm going to amend this and say you can't fucking do that. You have to just figure it out on your own. But
I still think I could figure it out.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, assume you have it all the time. It's not going to be stolen from you. No one's going to shove it up your butt. Well, maybe, but you'll be able to get it back. Basically, okay, a year you can do that. Okay, interesting. All right, so back to me. How long for Kuiperium? We're back on Kuiperium. How long did it take you to design the game from from the initial idea to where it is today on Kickstarter? What was that process like? How long did it take you?
It's kind of interesting. Steve and I, my partner, were both working on other games when we first started with Kuiperium, and all the research and I'd been listening to game design podcasts and reading game design books because I was just kind of getting interested in this whole world. And a lot of the advice that was coming through was start small, like start with a small card game or start with something small. Don't go crazy your first design because you'll just drive yourself nuts. And the implications of making a huge game just drag out longer. And there's a whole lot to it that would just cause things to kind of spiral and potentially not finish. And then there's the Kickstarter publishing side of things too. Like if you make a mistake or something on a big expensive game, it could end up costing you a whole lot more. Sure. So all that to say, I told Steve, so why don't we get together and we'll design a small card game? And that's when I had pitched him the idea of Kuiperium. So basically the game kind of just grabbed us both. We both got obsessed with Kuiperium. We just felt like we had something special pretty quickly. And again, like I said, we got obsessed over it. And like, I want to say we got about 80% of the way mechanically to where the game is now in about like 6 or 8 weeks, like really, really fast. Wow. Because of how much time and effort we put into it really early, and things just fell into place really nicely. So that part of it felt kind of a little bit easy, even though we put in so many hours. But I keep making this joke, but it's so true. Like the first 80% is easy. It's the second 80%. that's really, really hard. Right. Cause it does feel that way. The balancing and the really small details and the wording of the cards and all these different things. And then, you add the graphic design and art and all this other stuff that goes into it. Right. So we got like most of the way mechanically pretty quickly, but yeah, like start to finish, it's been almost 2 years. I actually went on Discord and did a search on my chat with Steve to see the day that I pitched him that idea. And it was March 19th.
No shit.
Yeah, it was March 19th, 2021. So almost exactly 2 years to the day.
Wow, that's crazy, man. So you mentioned your partner, Steve. How long have you two been together? Are you very happy? And how have you been living together this whole time, or what's going on?
No, he lives about a 4.5 hour drive away from me.
And you just make it work. So it's a long distance thing. Okay.
That's right.
You and your partner.
Yeah. We have commitments of how often we get online and, face to face,
by candlelight or whatever.
That's right.
That's great. All right. Are you ready for the next community question here?
Do it.
All right, here we go. If your poop was your favorite food instead of a hot brown log of stench, would you consider eating it even though it came out your butt? So let's say your favorite food is pizza. Mm-hmm. You have to go number 2. You sit down, a beautifully cooked, perfectly made pizza comes out. Will you eat it even though it came out your butt? Everybody wants to know this, apparently. This was the most asked question we had.
This is the important, hard-hitting stuff, man.
This was the number one question that people ask me. It's crazy. They all want to know.
No, I want to say no. No.
You wouldn't?
I can just order.
You can get your own. It might put you in the mood for your favorite food, but you would just watch it.
Yeah, I'd be like, damn,
that watch it go
good.
Down the drain.
Honey, call Pizza Hut.
Is pizza your favorite food, by the way?
No. No, I do love pizza, but...
Well, so what is coming out of your butt?
Probably chicken wings.
That might be difficult to pass. Well, at least it's not like a full chicken.
Yeah, like a big rotisserie
chicken.
Wings.
Yeah, little chicken wings. Chicken wings are great.
Yeah.
All right, so if chicken wings came out your butt, spun in whatever sauce you'd like the most from your favorite wings place, you would be like, nah.
That might hurt. It'd be spicy.
Oh, yeah, I know. Exactly. So no pain, no gain, I guess. All right. Interesting. That's interesting. All right. Here we go. Next question for me. What was the design process like working with a co-designer? So personally, for me, I've been designing a game as well, but it's really I'm making all the decisions on the game. You know what I mean? What's it like with a co-designer? You guys have to kind of work together. You know, has there been any situations that have come up where you really wanted this thing to happen and he kind of said, that doesn't sound that cool to me, and you kind of get a little butthurt, and then, like, has any of that happened, or what's the process like?
Yeah, like all the time. All the time. And like Steve and I have a really great working relationship, and we found out really early that we kind of covered each other's weaknesses really well. I'm kind of a big picture feeling, the feeling of the game and the theme of the game and how it all works together. And Steve is really great at the like small stuff. I'm more of the macro, he's more of the micro.
Sure.
And he's really great at like, designing the wording on a card so that it's just like perfect and that kind of thing. Whereas I'm like, okay, well, how does that work in the grand scheme of things versus these other cards, and how does that affect the whole game in general, etc. And I'm more of a big swing guy, where Steve is a little bit more conservative as well. And so in areas where he may have been too conservative, I've been able to pull him towards trying something a little bit different or more interesting. And in areas where I've gone and tried to take bigger swings that would just like throw things out of whack, he's been like, hey, whoa, you got to think about this, you got to think about that, and then pulled it back. And we always seem to meet in the middle somewhere, and it always seems to make the game better. And I've had the moment after some of these conversations where I think, if I was doing this alone, I probably would have gone there, and the game would not have been better for it. Where I know that Steve was able to reel me in a bit and say, okay, that's a great idea, but we need to put these limitations and these limitations on it and make sure that we're not destroying something else that we're trying to accomplish in the game. So, it's been really great. I try to think about designing a game on my own, and I think, I'm not sure. Like, it just seems like a huge task.
Well,
and the
that's
other
good
great
that
thing,
you guys are kind of, like you said, covering each other's weaknesses. That's kind of nice that you're not trying to do the same thing, which I could see butting heads. It's good that you kind of have different approaches to it. So that's pretty great.
Yeah, and the other great thing is that we designed a 2-player game, and there's 2 of us. So like, we were never starving for playtesters. And of course, we needed other people to playtest the game and get some opinions and all of that. But like, for the meat of the designing the game, the 2 of us were able to just play and make tweaks and play and make tweaks and play and make tweaks. Where a game that's like a 3 or 4 player game, I haven't done that yet. So I can just imagine always having to try to find playtesters, and how much that would slow the design process down, because you have to like schedule and get these people together and play and then get the feedback and then make your adjustments. It's just a way longer process than being able to do it with just one-on-one.
Right. Interesting. Wow. All right, here we go. Next community question. What is the most inappropriate song to make love to? Says our community.
Oh, man. Inappropriate song to make love to.
Yeah, what do you think the most inappropriate song is to make love to? Fuck Her Gently by Tenacious D, maybe. That might be pretty nice, actually.
That's an all right one.
That's a pretty good one.
How about like the Barney theme song? That would be awkward.
You go in the bedroom, you turn the lights down. It's the first time ever with her. You've just pooped out some beautiful chicken wings for dinner. Yeah, and you hear it. You heard it here, the Barney theme song. That's beautiful. All right, back to me. So, if you could tell me what has been so far the biggest challenge for you getting your game onto Kickstarter. So your game's on Kickstarter now. I think anybody out there who's amateur designing a board game, myself included, dreams of either getting it bought by a publisher or putting it onto Kickstarter yourself. What the hell does that look like? What are the challenges that you've encountered thus far in that process? Or has it all run smoothly so far?
It's run relatively smoothly. Like Steve and I partnered with Dragon Egg Games, who's Max Robbins, who's done 3 or 4 Kickstarters in the past.
Okay.
He's had, a decent amount of success. Nothing crazy, but he's had like 3 successful small Kickstarters, just like what we're doing. And so we were able to kind of like piggyback onto his experience because, Steve and I never done this. This is our first kick at the can. We could have probably gone forward ourselves and made a ton of mistakes and probably not done as well. And Probably would have taken a lot longer to even just get it on Kickstarter, and it probably wouldn't have run as smooth, but he's got the connections and the formula and the experience. And so it's because of that, it's gone relatively smooth. But yeah, I think just getting all the different pieces in place, right? Because you have to, the game itself has to be solid and at a point where you're capable of actually selling a product. So that's kind of like the first thing. But then like you have to have a solid Kickstarter page. You have to have solid art. You have to have solid graphic design. All of these pieces have to fall into place. You have to have like a marketing strategy. You have to set yourself up so that, you know, all the pieces are falling into place at the right time. And that probably wouldn't have happened without partnering with Dragon Egg Games. So definitely a huge shout out to Max for helping us out with that. You know, and that might be my biggest piece of advice is like, just make sure you connect with you know, you don't have to partner with somebody necessarily and get somebody involved in your actual publishing, but I would definitely say like connect with people who've had the experience and who know what they're doing so that you can kind of learn from them. And that's how all this started. You know, Max had kind of taken me on as a little bit of a protege, and I was asking him a lot of questions and stuff. And then at one point we're just like, well, why don't we just like do this together? And so that's kind of how that went down. But I would say just like make sure you connect with people that are better than you and know more than you so that you can kind of, you know, learn from them.
That's kind of my life philosophy. Everybody I talk to, they're just better than me and they know more than me. I'm not even trying for that to happen. That just seems to happen every interaction of my life. Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. The last community question for you, Matt. It's a multi-parter. Okay, here we go. When was the last time you farted? Was it a loud one? Did anyone hear? And did you enjoy it?
No, it was a silent one, silent but deadly.
Okay.
It was Home Alone.
So it was, okay. Oh, that's lucky.
Yeah, and it's probably one of those ones where it's a good one. You're like, oh, yeah.
It feels awesome like, coming out of there.
And then you smell it and you're like, fuck yeah.
What?
It's a good thing I'm not like
it is
in an elevator right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, especially if you're in the elevator with people and then you go, fuck yeah. right as the smell hits everybody's nose. Oh my gosh. So Matt, tell everybody where we can find your game, basically how to find you.
Yeah, I think it's kickstarter.com/projects/Whitewater/Castle/Kuiperium. Always these long links. Absolutely. Another place you can go to that might be easier is dragonegggames.com/Kuiperium. So that's KUIPERIUM.
You can also go over to, if you're a member of the Discord, the Gamecasters. If you're not, get involved in the Discord. Matt's over there. He's very engaging in there about the game. He's got links and everything going on in there. It's going on, like I said, for another 23 days, I think. There's still... Yeah. So head on over there and please support our good buddy, good friend of the show, Mat Cousineau. So here's what we're going to do to end this sucker. There is an ad that Matt sent to me that we played in the last episode of the Gamecasters, okay? And I thought, what if we redo this ad? This ad was great. How about you and me redo it right now? And if we could redo it, how would we redo it? I like most of the guts. But what I'm going to have you do, Matt, is I want to ask you in a very kind of Mad-Libby way, maybe.
Okay.
Give me some words here, and I will fill them in, and then we'll tell you what the new ad looks like. Does that sound good to you?
Okay.
Here we go. All right.
I'm nervous now. Are you going to play this on the next episode?
Well, you'll hear it after we're done here, and then we'll see. I'll let you do the final approvals, and then maybe we'll put it on. All right, Matt. Give me an adjective and then a noun.
Used Kleenex.
Okay. How about a famous child actor?
Somebody who started famous as a child. Let's go with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo. Yeah. Leonardo. Okay. So let's see. How about a noun? Just a straight up noun.
Salad spinner.
I love that. Okay. Thank you. How about a seedy place?
A seedy place. Like a garden? Place,
but it's like seedy. Okay. All right. Is that what you want? You can do that if you want to.
No, let's go with like Central Park.
Okay. Give me a gross noun. Yuck.
A poop knife.
What's gross about a poop knife when you're pooping out chicken wings? All right. How about a business?
Starbucks.
Okay. A 2-word noun for me.
Ring finger.
Okay. Let's see. A body part.
Armpit.
Okay. And another body part. Different body part.
Nostril.
All right. How about I mean, you just gave me one, but how about an orifice?
Another orifice. Natalie's nook.
Oh, great.
That's an orifice, right?
That's an orifice, all right. Absolutely it is. How about a verb?
Penetrate.
Okay.
I'm on the Gamecasters. I may as well go with
You got to lean into it, my friend.
That's right.
All right. Give me an obscure relative.
Great uncle.
Give me 2 adverbs.
Loudly and erotically.
Okay. I need a noun.
Sausage.
Okay, a verb. We're getting
Canadian
close.
Sausage.
You want me to do Canadian sausage? All right, I'm going to do Canadian sausage.
Sounds good.
Canadian. All right, give me a verb.
Eject.
All right, we're getting close here. Childhood toy.
My favorite childhood toy was the Ninja Turtle van that shot little pizzas.
Okay, a noun.
Milk crate. Now I'm just seeing things around me.
Yeah, that's good. All right, give me a porn website. Not that you go to any or know any, but give me a porn site.
Mr. Skin. You remember that one?
Skin. Of course. I don't. I don't visit such non-holy things. All right, give me a sex act. As I say that.
I'm gonna go with a reach around.
Reach. Okay. Okay, and now a 3-word action. Try to make it yucky if you can.
Extract anal beads.
That's as yucky as it can get. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I want you to hear this new ad of yours.
I'm excited.
I think we should
put music behind it and everything, or what?
If I was so advanced technologically, I might figure that out. But here we go. All right. Kuiperium. This is the ad that will play on the next episode, or right now. Kuiperium is set in the used Kleenex, where Leonardo DiCaprio is dying, and humanity's last hope is a newly discovered salad spinner in Central Park called Poop Knife. Earth has sent 2 Starbucks to the Kuiper Belt to build a shared ring finger with the goal of saving Leonardo DiCaprio. In this armpit to nostril player game, you will be playing cards into Natalie's Nook, but every card you penetrate will have a worker placement location that only your great uncle can use. Play cards loudly, play workers erotically, push your Canadian sausage, gain resources, eject your opponent, and race for control of the Ninja Turtle van that shoots little pizzas. And ultimately, control of the milk crate. For more information, head to mrskins.com/Kuiperium. That's a reach around. And remember, in space, no one can hear you extracting.
I love it.
That's beautiful.
What ad could possibly sell more games than that?
You're going to get to $1 million, I think, by the end of this campaign because of that.
I'm going to add that to my Kickstarter page, I think.
You should just do you have like everybody's email address that I've signed up? So you should do an email blast with nothing in the
want to see a world record with how many cancellations we can get in an hour?
Or does it go the other way? Are people like, you know what? I want my great uncle to be able to penetrate Natalie's Nook. Dude, that was great. Thank you so much for coming on, Matt. I really appreciate it. All the best to you and your game, which is fantastic. A great number of us have been able to play it by now, and it's a really, really, really tight design, and I'm really excited for you. I'm really happy for you, and I wish all the best of luck to you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I really hope that this ad will do what we can for you.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Awesome. Well, thank you, Matt. And until next time, we will see you. Goodbye.
Thank you.